All right, everyone, welcome back to a food shortage update. Subscriber reports come from you guys. We got egg shortage in Australia. We got food banks shutting down the United States. We got a bunch of stuff coming at you, including the heat wave, some of the damage and fallout from that in the UK. Let's jump right into it. Egg shortage in Australia. Report from The Guardian, which is a UK outlet out there, talking about how Australia supermarket shelves are going empty on eggs, cold weather, and cough disruptions. It's funny how that is. Years and years later, I swear, 10 to 15 years, we're going to still be like, because of cough disruptions. Yeah. Anyway, so they're having issues with eggs over there, particularly with cold weather. I'm not exactly sure how that would all be an issue, but apparently there's more free-range chickens, and that's being impacted by cold weather or whatever. I don't know if I buy all that garbage, but what I do buy is the fact that if they're putting out news articles about how eggs are in shortages on store shelves, that is probably true. So if you're in Australia and you've seen shortages of eggs on your shelves, please do let us know and confirm that. But I imagine that they're not lying about that one. I think a lot of the other stuff might be garbage. But all right, so we have this UK heat wave. They had record heat wave sweep across southern England and even into mid-England. I don't know how far up it stretched, but it was record-breaking, and it definitely impacted a lot of the crops there. We're now seeing that. Here's the report. Fruit and vegetable suppliers have been counting their losses after record temperatures in July caused crops to fail. It's not just fruit. We lost entire plantings of peas, entire sowings of broad beans. Things like baby spinach was lost. Salad heads were lost, said Vernon. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Mascarenhas, who runs the fruit and vegetable wholesaler Nature's Choice in New Covenant Garden Market in London. He faced a shortage of berries as well because the heat just simply cooked them. Apples and pears, if we have further heat waves, could be in danger, but they may be able to rebound as long as they don't have next heat waves. Also, sugar and beet and maize crops, and those should be all right if they get the rain they need before this fall, but they are concerned that if they have a further dry spell in combination with the heat they've already experienced, they could buckle under as well. So we are watching with open eyes the UK market. Now, UK does not export food, generally speaking, but they do feed their population, and they do grow a fair bit of it. France, of course, we're keeping an eye out there for reports on how the heat wave affected them, but we have not seen those reports just yet. Spain is complaining and Italy is complaining about the heat waves there and how it's going to affect their olive crops. All right, a New Jersey food bank was forced to shut down its doors for the first time ever this week as rising food demand, and then they give some reasons on that, basically higher prices and more people going to the food banks. We do believe that there are more people going to the food banks and there are higher prices, but we also know that companies oftentimes give very discounted rates for surplus food to the food banks, so the food banks can purchase it at a much discounted rate. But as there's less inventory, what we're probably going to be seeing more and more of is that there's dented products are going to the shelves at the stores and not being donated or sold at super cheap to food banks. Also, we are not seeing stores eager to sell extra products to food banks because they can put that on their shelves and plug holes. So this is Darrow said, "In 13 years, I've never had to close the pantry down. It's hard. Everything costs more money. Families that were able to donate had the extra 30 to $40 at the end of the month to buy extra groceries, donate to us. Now they need, so basically individuals aren't donating the loose groceries that these food banks are used to getting. So they're having a harder time purchasing from the stores. They're not getting the donations that they usually do. So folks, I'm gonna stick my neck out here and suggest if you have the opportunity to either give to a food bank or a food pantry, if you want to give to a faith-based food pantry or something affiliated with homeless shelter or something like that, I recommend, if you have the ability to do so, to see about how you might be able to help, because as donors pull back, new donors need to step up if you have the ability to do so. But do consider that. If you do have some stuff that you need to rotate on in your food banks and stuff like that, as long as it's not expired, you may be able to donate that to food banks to be distributed immediately to people who need that. You can also look for people in your neighborhood that maybe have those little food pantries or food libraries out there. You can see if that might be of help to some people as well, or donate to a church or charity or something like that. So as inflation picks up, people are hurting more, and the places that are trying to help people are not getting what they need. All right, let's go to Lou's Northern Home, a viewer here, and over in Ohio. Update in Ohio. Was so sad tonight on our local news. The local butcher shop may be going out of business. They can't get product to sell. They had a good business. They had good business people coming in from an hour away to get stuff. Now they can't. Now they won't make the trip because they can't get what they want. So they are not returning. They showed the normally full meat display empty. The owner was in tears. Broke my heart. I hope they can get a distributor to supply them before they go out of business. When a butcher can't get meat, is there a shortage? When food pantries and food banks can't get food, is there a food shortage? There's so many people on here who keep saying, there's no food shortage, there's no food shortage. There absolutely is. Go to your store shelf, tell me how much it costs today, tell me how much those same things cost a year ago, and that proves a shortage. Prices are going up because there's a shortage. Sometimes you just have to explain it simply for folks who are in denial. All right, Missy K, here in Middle Tennessee. I think that's actually a place, not like general middle. A more rural, missing lots of various items. Now this is like a store in kind of rural area. Missing lots of various items: coffee, bread, meats, peanut butter, tuna, pasta, rice, cooking oil, hit or miss. What I can't buy there, I will have my husband stop at the Walmart near where he works, which is more metro. That Walmart is always better stocked. So I'm just saying basically that that rural areas seem to be not as well stocked as urban areas. Let me know in the comments if you're seeing that same kind of thing if you shop at both places. Debbie S. says, here is an accurate update on shelves in Tucson, Arizona. I am a wildland firefighter and went into a famous footwear 2 days ago. They had lots of shoes on display. Well, that looks promising. I found 3 different sizes that I liked and wanted to buy. When I reached below the display, there were boxes of every size you could need, but on each style there were approximately 40% empty boxes. I asked the store clerk about the empty boxes, and she told me they may not have my size in stock. They said that they put out boxes so that the store did not look empty. I was unable to purchase a shoe in my size. Yeah, if that sounds outrageous, and it's like I'm at a loss for words. Like you put out boxes to make it look like you have stuff on the shelves. Like, we saw a while ago, right? They were putting up the pictures of food on the shelves, right? When they didn't have anything to cover up the empty shelves. It's like that, but for shoes. Woods Woman says Central Arkansas, and we are seeing empty shelves in oils, eggs, dairy, peanut butter, and canning supplies. Pasta, flour, soda, and sugar is hit or miss from one week to the next. The coffee section at closest Walmart was staying empty, so it has been shrunk, and there are brands I have never seen before. Price on coffee has doubled, and there are no big canisters for sale now. The canned meat and soup sections have also been shrunk, with odd brands appearing. Remember, the coffee goes back to the really bad harvest last year in Brazil. They had a lot of their... there was a late freeze last spring that wiped out a lot that year's coffee. And then the drought also did not help either. So coffee is finally catching up with that drought condition, and it's impacting coffee. Now, that was one kind of coffee, I think Arabic coffee beans. So other coffee beans, Robusta, were not impacted by that. So you might be able to find like cheaper coffee out there. So if you're used to getting like fancy coffee, Arabica beans, those ones, you might be able to find Robusta beans, because those are grown more in like Indonesia and some other places that were not affected by that weather issue. So you may be able to find cheaper other kinds of coffee if you look for it. Daniel 6, I'm in Tampa. Yesterday, for the very first time, I saw real holes in the inventory. The deli was completely wiped out, and the eggs were all gone. Walmart's Great Value brand bread, a staple of my diet for 10 years, was nowhere to be found. This stuff is getting real. Changed the word there. But SHTF, so to speak. Nanban says, West Coast Walmart, no ramen noodles, no flour, plenty of sugar, canned vegetables sparse, peanut butter really sparse, bread 1/4 the normal amount, plenty of fresh produce. Pickle section is dwindling, butter really expensive, protein bars really expensive, soup dwindling, cooking oil almost none, candles looking sparse, Band-Aids sparse, toothpaste full but not for long, canned veg down to 1/4 portion of aisle space, sharing it with coffee, jelly, peanut butter on the same aisle. Instant potato packages down to size for one serving only. Changes are slow but definite. Juice slowly disappearing. Cereal stocked but favorites slowly going. Canned beans okay. Canned tomatoes okay. Salad dressings okay. Dawn, here in South Louisiana, same findings this week anyway. The meat department is beefing up with stocked chicken and lots of beef. The PB, peanut butter, is making a comeback after months of being empty. Canned chicken was sold out for a very short time and now stocked up. Vienna sausage is fine. It's Spam that is out of stock here. The eggs, well, that's because everyone's stealing it in New York, if you haven't seen that story, right? Surprised to see produce well or better stocked again for now. I see Coca-Cola aisle stocked to the hilt, but water aisle is pretty barren. What really frustrates me is many prices haven't been updated, so you're in for a surprise when you scan it, and it's $1 plus more or more plus. Such as a stick butter was $3.47 and scans for $4.97 for past few weeks. Makes it harder to compare and shop economically. All right, so Luis TL says, update in Illinois. Went to 3 different Aldi stores yesterday and saw similarities. Low on sugar and cooking oil. On the bright side, they got excellent clearance for camping tents and garden equipment. So if you want to eat some garden equipment, that is a good way to go. YO Gal 29. Wow, Steve, I thought our Wyoming Walmart was fairly well stocked, but many sections of our store are even more empty than your photos. This was from my road trip from Cincinnati all the way back to Pittsburgh. Shows you how easily we forget and get used to holes. We forget what full shelves and many brand choices used to look like. And it's not, once again, it's not about that we don't have those choices now. It's that we're moving in this direction. How much worse is it going to get is the question. And we have so many people out there saying, well, my Walmart is fully stocked. It only had a few shelves that were empty. It's just like, then it's not fully stocked, right? Let's go back to the definition of fully stocked, where things actually get replenished every night or every couple days, and they don't run out of stuff. That's fully stocked, right? Lively Prepper says, I live in far west Texas and work at Dollar General. Our store is full of stuff, but pasta is low, no white vinegar for weeks, and certain coffees are low. If you've been to stores recently, you've probably seen the aisles packed with stuff that's not food. I was just at Sam's Club the other day, and they had pallets of water where they usually don't have like bottled water, where they don't usually have it. They were clearly just trying to put it somewhere because they didn't have any room for it. Either that or else they're preparing for something that they don't want to tell you and I about. But reports are out there that some stores are starting to talk about what they're going to do in the event of unrest and such like that. So please do be keeping an ear to the ground. Keep stocking up. I think I told you a little bit ago that I was going to can some ground beef, and that utterly failed. I will try again in the future, but in the short term, I just bought a whole bunch more cans of Spam because, you know, do what you can, right? I'm going to try again, but apparently the ground beef that I got was spoiled before I was able to can it, whether that was my fault or their fault. Well, it wasn't past the expiration date, so I kind of lean towards their fault. But anyway, if you like this video, please click over here. Otherwise, I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar, out.